Hello teacups, what's brewing? Have you had a nice few days? Was it a good holiday? Did you maybe spend some quality family time? Did you not have a total breakdown over the internet? Good, good, but most of us are doing well. Foodie, on the other hand, oh my God, what a mess. Oh my absolute God, what a mess she was. Now, guys, as you know, Christmas not really a thing where I am. So I didn't have a Christmas holiday. I just happened to be off school because it was a weekend, just naturally. So when I say work has been terrible, it's reaching a yet unknown low. Yeah, it's impressing me almost with the depth to which it's fallen. I'm having a bad week and a half, and it's not looking like it's going to get any better, and people just keep changing things and it keeps getting more terrible. Yeah? So when I say I didn't have time nor patience to be following along with this mess. So in some ways there was a lot in terms of number of hours filmed and, oh God, what is even her life? There was a lot. In terms of actual points she was making, things got quite changeable with some of the stories, but it's the same basic underpinning line of, I hate him and he's a terrible liar, that was just through everything. And I got off school today and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to actually break this down and figure this out, and oh God, all right. And then, just saying, oh, God bless her and all those who sail in her. Just saying, posted, as I was thinking that, I went through and saw that she had, last recap, 2 days in 12 minutes. And guys, I'm going for it. I occasionally dipped into Chantal's live streams and she was more high than she even usually is and just moping, raging, moping. And I was like, this is not how I want to devote my time right now. And I moved on. So I haven't seen everything, and the bits I've seen kind of out of order, and she did dirty delete one or two things, maybe just one thing, but one of the streams where she got really messy. So my timeline on this is going to be a little bit hazy, but I'm just going to go into this one, okay? If there's anything I remember, I'll add it in, but there's a good chance, it being 12 minutes, that I'm going to miss some various points, yeah? Just saying has included some of Nada's accusations, revelations, I don't know how you want to put it, in with these as and when they are relevant, and some of the surrounding nonsense. So, whew, let's get into it.
Honestly, it's like the worst possible nightmare you could ever encounter in a man.
If only we had seen signs of this. I'm going to be very unsympathetic through all this, guys. Just so I'm going to be very unsympathetic to all of this. This feels, at this point, very much self-inflicted, very much like, I don't give that many craps. But he's the most terrible. He's abusive in every way. Paper clips. If only we had known, eh? Oh, wait, we did.
The worst. Oh, I just need... Sophia. Oh, I just needed her idea. What kind of friend are you? Oh, so you want me to do favors for you and you just have somebody in there in your bed? You probably, you stupid piece of Fuck.
She's upset, but she's also raging, and she, I think, tends to rage cry as well, because the frustration cry I told you about, she's very similar. So she went over to his place, because of course she did, and there was another woman there, is basically the takeaway from that, yeah?
Seriously?
Seriously?
Oh, here, sure, I'll help you. I have so much sympathy for you. Let me bend over. Here's another.
Oh, let you bend over? Honey, you've been bending over for 8 months. Yeah? Think of all the things he's done. Just count them up. Oh, no, he gave you gonorrhea? No, he definitely didn't cheat on you though. right? He's been bleeding you dry for money. You paid his rent. You pay for the phone that he illegally recorded you having sex on. You still pay for his line as you sit here sobbing. You went over to his house. We'll get into that. You went over to his house with the stuff. Like, bend over? You mean bend over lower? I'm not sure how much lower there is, but you've been bending over for months. So to sit there like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna do that. You've been doing it. The overreaching question of the last 9 months has been, how low can you go? And it's been quite surprising. Because everybody has limits. Everybody, it seems, except Foodie. Everybody has a point, you would think, where there is eventually a rock bottom. I think she's going to tunnel her way through the earth before she gets there. But everybody, you assume, has one. I would have been out of this long, long ago, as I've said many times. And it's easy for me to sit here and be like, nah, bitches, out, when I'm not the one sitting there experiencing it. And we come from a very different place in terms of our independence and what we're willing to do with it. She is terrified beyond anything of being alone. And so she'll even take this. But, oh yeah, let me bend over. Honey, how much more can you stretch? I don't think you've got the flexibility for it.
And his obsession. I want your ass. No, you're not having it.
Your ass out, maybe.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I wish I didn't know that about their sex life, actually. But I think it's much more likely. This is something she doesn't want to do in bed, yeah? So, I mean, and she's done a lot. There were some pictures of, like, her kissing his feet. When she said she had kissed his feet, I thought that was awful. I didn't realise, like, he had made a pose for it, because he released those photos. And I was like, that's cringe. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of there. Flip him off and get out of there. But I think it's not so much about the act as it is, if there were anything else she wasn't comfortable with, that's what he'd be pushing for. Because that's just the power play he does.
I don't know what happened with the gonorrhea thing, but all I know is
you don't know.
I left him for 3 days. He was really fucking pissed off at me. And I come back, he's in bed. Looks like he lost 800 pounds. The big jar of coconut oil's open. In the drawer there's poppers, and I'm just like...
And you can't add up those numbers and come up with an account of what might have gone on. As he sits there with his green golf ball dick. Are you kidding?
Can you, like, actually believe the nerve of this guy? Like,
yes!
To have some bullshit reason to not want to be my boyfriend, like, because I live with Pete.
Oh. Man, she has a way of focusing on the wrong things, doesn't she? Like, of all the pieces of information you could have extrapolated from this scenario, that's the one you're focusing on. Oh, honey.
And he probably this friend of his tonight.
Probably.
Messages me and says, no. Is she sleeping over? No, fuck. Oh, really? Really? And pays $200 to come and see you? You flying piece of shit. That's what makes me think about the main thing, because, like, she paid all that money to go see him.
Oh, well, imagine this. What if she didn't pay? What if he gave her the money? Because $200's a lot if you don't have it to just suddenly come over. So what if he paid? And then really, considering he gets his money from you or sometimes from his YouTube channel, which you set up, so directly or indirectly, money comes from Foodie. Really, didn't Foodie pay for her to come? Just a thought. Might not have. The woman might have been self-sufficient. We don't know, but that's just a thought to consider.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Have a heart attack at this point. Be more concerned.
I'm such an asshole.
Yeah,
so
I
I don't
agree.
take him once to probation, his probation appointment, because you threw my purse across the room the night before, and you spent the night before smashing my dashboard, fucking grabbing my face and screaming in my face. Oh, sorry, I was a little fucking apprehensive for taking you the next morning to your goddamn probation appointment, you piece of shit.
Now, this, while obviously very, very rage-filled, was an interesting story because she said that he grabbed her face, and that was kind of the thing a few days ago, and that's what caused the breakup, even though she clearly went back to him a couple of times between. Like, and she was like, no, that's it. If that happens, we're done. I have lines. And we were like, yeah, okay. But is that the same? Is this the problem? Because it seems weird that he would have a probation appointment this close to Christmas. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the dates they work on. So is she saying that the abuse that was enough to finally cut the cord, which she said hadn't happened before, had actually happened since in the in-between, in a way that she hadn't discussed with us yet? So grabbing the face and beating the dashboard and all the rest of it. Because she's had a few, what she's termed escapes, where he went to the pharmacy and she drove off, and this it just seems to be that kind of thing. So it seems to be a recent one, but is it the same one she's discussing? Is that the grabbing? Because it seemed to me, and I might have misunderstood it, that when he grabbed her face in the story that she initially told, she just went and left. So it feels like this is a different incident, and like it's maybe been a point of contention between them. But another interesting thing to do with that story, and this is not me defending him, you guys, because this is a case of emotions, not actions, yeah? I will never understand, condone, or otherwise excuse the actions he is taking with screaming and throwing things and grabbing her and that, yeah? But probation, if I'm understanding correctly, if you miss a probation, it's kind of a big deal. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but it seems like there would be impact and consequence to that as an event. So especially if it's morning, if he has to be there, like dudes are grown up, go get an Uber if you need to, but she seems to pay for everything, so we don't know what he's got available. And to have a probation appointment the next morning and then not show up because your girlfriend said she'd do it and wouldn't do it, I understand the reasons why she's saying she won't do it, because I wouldn't. You treated me like that, I'm out of there. But then again, like I said, we wouldn't have gotten to this point, and were I in this situation. But I understand the emotions that would arise from that being the case, because that has the potential to really screw him over. And again, I don't support the actions after, I don't support all the crap around it, but that was actually a serious thing that she kind of screwed for him.
It hurts really, really bad.
Yeah, worse than a hit in the face?
And I really hate him so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate...
Bear in mind, she hates him so much that she went back, ostentatiously to get her stuff, the stuff she didn't get because he wasn't alone, and apparently, I don't know, that makes her arms and legs fall off and she can't carry shit, I guess. We'll see.
That he has a channel, because I hate that I have to even know about him.
You don't have to. I mean, it's not, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. We can't erase him from your memory. You tell people all the time, don't watch. What's forcing you to watch him? Turn him off. She blocked him and unblocked him a few times.
All my stuff.
But you said you weren't going to go back for your stuff.
I'm like calling my own phone line. I pay for it, by the way.
By the way, we've been guessed. We've been new, but why are you paying for it, by the way? Why wasn't the first phone call during this sobbing, crying, ridiculous mess to the phone company and being like, cut him off? Because then, hey, if you cut him off, he can't live stream to YouTube because you're not paying for his phone anymore. So, get two birds with one stone right there.
So, it's my phone line, bitches. I get to call it however long I want to.
Haha, bitches, no. Feminism, fly the flag. I get to call the phone that I pay for my cheating, abusive ex that I won't cancel because I'm a strong, independent woman. I get to pay it, bitch. God damn, if it wasn't so ridiculous, it would be really funny. Like, are you kidding? I get to pay it, bitch.
I'm so
Oh, god damn.
I think I'm in shock. You know, like,
What? Of all the things you could potentially be, and I'm sure you've got very complicated sets of emotions and that they change depending on which side of the story you're telling and how high you are, but shock should not be a part of this at all.
Shocking feeling when you discover someone
Discover.
you think you knew and loved was a certain person, and they do something so bad to you.
Like hitting you? Like forcing you to abandon them in pharmacy? Like screaming at you down the street as you walk to the gas station because you're too afraid to get in your car? Like if you gonorrhea with the person who clearly he cheated on you with? That kind of thing?
And they reveal who they really are, and you're just like, I don't even know you.
Oh, Christ. Okay, this whole reveal thing, okay. Okay. I hate him. Just generally, I hate him. But if there's one credit is the wrong word. If there's one observation I could make about Nada, particularly the last month or two, is that if only for the more obvious recent events, he has not been hiding who he is. Yeah? Like, he's given up all pretense of caring. We've seen that. I mean, we didn't really put too much stock, we being the collective audience, put too much stock into his feelings for her to begin with, for sure. But reveal? Honey, he hasn't been trying. And I know the whole story of, okay, no, but behind the scenes, secretly we're boyfriend, girlfriend. Well, shouldn't that tell you something? Like, what are you doing right now? I can lay a lot of shit at his door, but pretending to be something he's not, I'm not sure I would go that far.
It's like shocking.
It's really not. Oh, she did lose her temper and go into his live and called him a cheating POS. Just things. Thank you for the receipts, just saying. And this. I've had to see this so many times this week. It was all over my Twitter timeline. I was just like, oh, but why though? Yeah. So this exists. I don't know why she would allow this to exist. But then I also don't know why when she caught him filming her having sex with him without her consent, she would allow him to keep going or keep the footage, particularly with how many times they've broken up and how publicly they've done it. So I've got a lot of questions, but I'm not sure I want any of the answers. I just want this to no longer exist in my brain. But there you go. That's my gift from me to you. So this was just Nada with this other woman because he purposefully live streamed so everyone could see her.
Keep doing that. You're gonna go with life, baby. Look at me, guys. I think I'll go sleep. She offered me $2,000 to fuck, guys.
And wasn't that the revelation? He's an irritating piece of shit, but he's not wrong with the edibles. He's really not. The $2,000, that's kind of interesting because we had, I think, always assumed there was a sugar mama relationship with her, with all her money. Of course there was, and we've seen evidence of that. But the idea that there was actually like a defined amount that she had tried to set up, because basically she's hiring him as a prostitute then. But, you know, just as a partner. That was a little bit surprising to me because I wouldn't have thought she'd want to be that obvious about it, even if it was obvious.
You, bye-bye. $2,000 every month just to be fuck friend. I guess a lot of people know.
And she's paid more than that, because remember, she's also paid his rent, she's also paid his phone, she's also taken over a couple of TVs, like she's done some things, yeah? Kissed his feet, all the rest of it. So it's quite a lot. I don't know if then was, at some point, and I didn't watch this, at some point she called him on live, and so he filmed her, I think. I'm not about to go digging through his channel to find out, guys, I'm not.
But the way she talk or cook, I don't know how she cried when she the one making the mistake. I don't get it.
Okay. This, I wouldn't believe his version of events, and I don't believe hers. There's somewhere in the middle. They are both incredibly toxic. So I can see how each one of them has completely different opinions over what is happening here. Because they're both massively manipulative, they both lie out of their ass, and they're both playing games trying to get the audience on their side. So I can absolutely believe they both agree that they're 100% right with everything, and that's not generally how the truth, even other truths outside of this channel, it's not really how it works.
To use what? And I was high, I don't know what I thought about it, I was high because she just goes, I can do that too. Chantal, you're busy shit, and I'm abusing, you know, you don't know.
I do believe he's an abuser. I think she chooses to go back to him, but I do believe he's done things to her.
Sorry, guys, I take 2,000 edible, I can't do that.
No, but don't you think this is, like, am I wrong or is this disrespectful?
The idea that there's respect in the relationship at all to be disrespected, I guess, is a strange one to me. Like, clearly there was no respect to begin with, so is there even a level to say, well, this is below it? You weren't his partner. According to him, you offered him $2,000 and then plus extras, I suppose, plus bonuses for being good, to keep this, let's say, relationship afloat, which clearly has not worked because this is the situation we're in right now. But by all accounts, Foodie has come on again and been like, we are not together. But then because that means it can't justify her rages when she sees him with somebody else, when things like gonorrhea happen, then she can't justify it if she doesn't then say, well, no, secretly we were. I can believe he told her whatever shit he wanted to tell her on any given day to get whatever he wanted. I can believe she'd be incredibly easy to string along because she wants to believe. And so if you give her even the tiniest thing to hold on to, she'll grab onto it and then she'll pretend. So to be like, this is disrespectful, we are boyfriend, girlfriend, not according to you. You shoot yourself in the foot with what you put online, yeah? Not according to you. According to you, you were official for like a week. But now, no, guys, secretly behind the scenes, no, I'm sure behind the scenes there was some stuff going on, but you don't get to be like, no, we're free, we're not, it's not the case, I'm not explaining it, and then cry because he's talking or fucking another girl, because you're not together. And even if you had been together for 7 months behind the scene, you're going through a very public breakup. You're not together.
Of course for you guys, no, because he's telling you guys, what are you talking about, Watch, come on in. You're crazy. It's the wet wipes for me and entrees. Which would not be like, another woman's wet wipes are on your counter? Like, what? You know you're a piece of shit. You have another woman's overnight bag on your chair and you're trying to kiss me and make me touch your dick.
Her stories of what went down when she went back to his apartment vary. Okay, so take them all with a very large grain of salt.
I know you miss me. I could tell his body language, the way.
I know you miss me. Consider her for a moment. Consider the mess. Consider the back and forth live streams. Consider some of the shit that he said to her. There might be certain financial gains that he might come to miss if you ever left him alone for 10 fucking seconds. But you don't, so yeah, I don't think he's in it for your winning personality.
He was eager to kiss me. You miss me. So something tells me maybe he didn't cheat.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, okay. No, let's go with that. Spontaneous gonorrhea.
But then at the same time, why is there Where? What?
Yeah. It's unexplainable. Why would there be an overnight bag and women's makeup in his bathroom? Because they fucking.
What do you think?
I think you're an idiot. No, that's harsh. Well, no, kind of. I think you're being blind. I think you're being willfully blind because the alternative to you is worse. Yeah? That's probably a nicer way to say that.
I sound crazy. Am I really crazy? I know that.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, if you lied about that,
I don't think smoking is going to help here.
what else did you lie about? You lied
Everything.
by saying, first you say she wasn't there when you said she wasn't there.
The wasn't there thing, so apparently she called him and was like, "Are you alone?" Because she fully intended to get back with him, you guys. This was what triggered this. She went there with wine and I think edibles, but of course, definitely after smoking and being as high as she'd been, definitely at no point was she in a car under the influence. Don't think it, guys. But driving under the influence aside, whatever the substance, she went back with wine and I believe cannabis or some product of it. She was clearly planning to stay. She was clearly planning that they would sort this out and she'd end up staying over. And then she gets there and that woman's there. Now, whether the woman was there to begin with or not is kind of irrelevant. He could have just lied so that she'd show up and then be like, "Oh, you've replaced me," which would have just been a move on his part. Or, to be honest, if she is this insecure, which she is, and she broadcasts it all over the internet, which she does, and then she asks the question, "Are you alone?" because clearly it's important to her, the first thing he's going to do is call someone and be like, "Come over and bring your shit." So whether it's true or whether it's not, it doesn't cast him in the best light now, really, does it?
So do you, she's not even going to confirm? We need to know the truth. Does that make me a bad person?
I don't think we're talking good or bad at this point. I don't think this is a moral absolute. I think a very deluded person.
To want to give him cigarettes, does that make me a bad person or something?
"I'm coming to get my stuff. Are you alone? I'll bring booze and cigarettes. But please spend time with me." Honey.
Makes me a simp? Is that what that means, a simp? This is what we do. We fight every day. We wake up every day.
It's our thing. We're still together.
He's popping the Bambino. My alcohol.
Yeah, the alcohol that you were going to take to your family Christmas, allegedly, that you didn't go to because this was more important. Breakup 37 and ranting on the internet was more important than your family Christmas. Come on now. And not only, okay, it also meant that Pete couldn't go to his family Christmas because she didn't take him. I mean, yes, you could say, okay, well, Pete can sort himself out, arrange transport. But last minute, expecting to go the next day and then she changes her mind, how are you going to find transport Christmas Day last minute? I think that's, I'm sure it could be done if you were super determined, but nah.
Such a fucking... He's supposed to drag me?
I mean, he says some things.
He won't answer his fucking phone. Won't answer his phone.
I wonder why.
You fucking asshole. I'm gonna be like, "That's my booze!" Everyone go say, "That's her booze." Does he not know that's my booze?
I'm sure he can give you back the $5.
I need to just drown my sorrows.
Oh, that sounds like a healthy choice. Let's do that.
I wish I had some wine right now.
Oh, if only you hadn't taken it over.
See what I mean? I try to do something nice.
Why?
I bring wine.
Why?
He tells me he's alone. He lied to me. I cannot tell you how bad that hurts.
I can't believe of all the things he's done, one, this is a surprise, and two, this is the lie you're going to choose the hill to die on.
Love makes you do crazy shit? He denied the kiss? Really? Of course he did.
That was quite the laugh.
Cheater. Tell him to pick up the phone.
Why? Would it kill her? Just kill her. To do something offline and keep it offline. This is not I mean, I know she's angry. She's clearly not thinking it through. This isn't going to lead anywhere good. The problem she has is the need for the last word. She needs to be the last word every time. And she thinks when she calls, she's going to lay down this zinger that's just going to show her out, and she's going to leave it in her wake, crumbled down on the floor because she's really put her foot down. And she doesn't have it in her at all. She just doesn't. And so every time she does it, she ends up looking a fool, and it ends up just weakening her position. Not that her position is particularly strong at this point, but you get what I'm saying.
Hear him. I want to talk to him. He has something to say to me? Tell him to pick up the phone right now.
Why would he do anything on your schedule? Even if he wanted to talk to you, if I were in his situation, I'd say no just to spite you because you wanted it to happen.
Yeah, okay. He's too busy, has nothing to tell me. Alright, so... What? She was like a witness. Well, she's a liar too then. What? She wasn't even in the room! Oh my god, he's such a fucking lying piece of...
I don't understand why she stayed even as long as she did with the woman there, if she did, because multiple versions of stories, but God, it all sounds like a mess, doesn't it?
The crap. That's what I'm saying, like, how is he the victim? Like, how is he the victim here? Sorry. Like, they're drinking my champagne. I try to do something nice.
Why?
And he has another fucking woman's shit there.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice of you. What?
She keeps saying that, oh, nice, nice. Why do you have higher expectations for his behaviour? He's never shown any evidence that he's got better behaviour than this, ever.
I know I look desperate. Like, I shouldn't, though. Like, he should look like a fucking asshole. But nobody thinks he's an asshole.
Excuse me, two things can be true at once. You can look desperate and he can look like an asshole.
Or what? Sorry, but he is, totally. Oh, and Natter. You'll never get to kiss it ever again. Oh, whatever. And don't even say that you don't want to.
Oh. I'm sure he'll live with the disappointment. He's already replaced you, so...
You feel me all you want.
Oh, we will. And I'm sure he will too, because why would you keep this offline when you could put it online, right? It's not like it's going to dig the hole deeper. I'm going to pause it because I want to cut out as much of the music as possible. I don't know if you can see in the little, but basically people have sent him like photoshopped pictures of Chantal, and he's showing them on camera because he's that kind of stand-up dude.
Somebody sent me this the other day. Actually, I sent it to Chantal.
That's a picture of an obese dog with Chantal's face on it. He sent it to her. It's one of the things she was raging about.
You think she's been sleeping in his bed?
You think she hasn't been?
Guys, it's 3 o'clock. My neighbor gonna bring the gun now. Guys, thanks for being here. We have to go to sleep. I have a lot of things to do tomorrow.
So yeah, 3 a.m, we have to go to sleep. So no, I'm sure it's absolutely fine. So there we are. New depths, or maybe just more depths revealed. I mean, there was a lot of information thrown out, put it that way. However much of it you believe, whatever version of events you believe, it's up to you. There's so many of them at this point, you really can't keep them straight. But I bet within a week they're kind of circling each other again. Because here's the thing, his behaviour is never going to get better. But I think definitely if she keeps crawling back, his behaviour will escalate. Because I think it's become a game of how low can we go? Like, how far down can I get her and still have her come back, still have her take it? I think just how far can I push her? Just for the fun of it. And she plays into his hand every time. And then she goes online, she talks about how well he's playing her and exactly what he's doing that hurts her. And she just road maps the next step for him. So, I mean, what can you say about it? Like, it'll continue, I guess, and we'll see what happens in the new year. Or around next payday, who knows? Alright guys, I'll be interested to see what she does for New Year. Usually it's New Year, New Me for at least a week or two, but with this mess, what do you know? So I'll let you go and I will see you next time. Bye.